Happy New Year. We're back. The quadratic equation. And the part we're looking at today is the discriminant, which is this part in red here. What this is going to let us do is going to tell us how many solutions our quadratic function has. Because in our quadratic formula, you have this part, the square root of b squared minus 4ac, but only some square roots exist. So if we work out just this part, it'll tell us how many solutions we have, which sometimes is enough. We don't have to go through the entire solving process. Okay, so this is our focus today, b squared minus 4ac. So there's three different cases, depending on what that comes out to. So if the discriminant, this part in red, is positive, then you will have a graph that looks either like this or like this, and it crosses the x-axis 2 times. Let me fill in my arrows here. Which means there are 2 real solutions. So if you work this out, b squared minus 4ac, and you get a positive answer, you'll have 2 real solutions. Okay, not too bad. Our second case, if you work this out and it comes out to exactly 0, then that means you'll have 1 solution. It means it's going to touch the x-axis just at 1 point, right at the vertex. Oh, I should have one opening down. Okay. And let's see, in our last one, if it comes out to a negative number, then that means our graph is going to look like this, or it's going to look like this. This is a bad arrow, which means it never crosses the x-axis, which means there are 0 real solutions, but there are 2 imaginary solutions. And then hopefully later on we'll get to talk more about imaginary numbers, so that'll make more sense. But that's what we need to know. So if you want to copy this down, might be beneficial, and we'll explain a little bit why that's the case. So if it's positive, if you have a positive square root, you can solve that. And then since there's a plus or minus, it means there's 2 separate equations you're going to need to solve, and 2 separate equations give you 2 separate answers. If you get 0 as an answer, though, the square root of 0 is just 0, and then anything plus 0, anything minus 0 is the exact same thing. So it'll still split up into 2 separate equations, but they'll have the exact same answer, which is why there's only 1 real solution. And then if it comes out to a negative, you can't take the square root of a negative number. That doesn't exist. That's imaginary, which is why we have 2 imaginary solutions, but 0 real solutions. Okay? All right. So let's just do the work here. So here's our function, 8x squared plus 6x plus 11 equals 4. So first thing we need to do is we need to make sure everything is on the left-hand side. So I need to do minus 4 to both sides. So that's going to give me 8x squared plus 6x. 11 minus 4 is 7. Okay. And then we can put equals 0. So 8 is going to be, A is going to be 8, or 8 is A. 6 is going to be B, and 7 is going to be C. And our formula is b squared minus 4ac. And at this point, we're just substituting and solving. So b we said was 6. It's going to be 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is 8, times 7, which is c. And then we just do the math. So we get 6 squared is 36. Oh, I don't have this worked out. 4 times 8 is 32. And 32 times 7 is, I should know this, but I'm going to work it out anyway. 224. So 36 minus 224. So we just need to work that out. If you have a calculator, this would be a good time to use it if you don't want to do this by hand. That's 14 minus 6 is 8. 21 minus 3. 21 minus 3 is 18. So we have negative 188. Okay. Since we have a negative answer, I know there are going to be 2 imaginary solutions. So those are the two things that we need. We need to know what is the actual discriminant, what is the value, and then based on that answer, looking back to our table, we need to know, does it have two real solutions, one real solution, or two imaginary solutions? And that's the whole thing, okay? So we take our equation, make sure everything is on the left-hand side, so we need to equal 0. We put our values into our equation, b squared minus 4ac, and then we just solve. Not too bad, just takes a little bit of work. Shouldn't be too difficult though. If you have questions, just let me know. All right. Good luck.